Have you ever wondered what it would be like if a celebrated British horror production company decided that, we're probably on our way out. We probably got one more movie in us, but let's go ahead and make one final horror movie. But instead of making it lurid and colorful, well, this is probably lurid too, but instead of making it campy and playful and fun, what if we just went ahead and tried to ape the more kind of semi-cinematic horror films of the era, but then went ahead and threw in full frontal nudity involving a 14-year-old child?
Oh no.
Yeah, I found that out after I recommended the movie. It's just like...
After masturbated furiously.
After I Spider-Man'd all over my apartment.
Oh, man. The web slinging. Oh, no. I'm a criminal.
So many thwip.
That's why I could only find this movie on the dark web.
God, Jesus, like what? In 1976, it was okay to show totally sexualized full frontal nudity with a 14-year-old child.
They're like, look, she's 14. You can see the inside of her vagina now. It's fine.
It's fine. Her dad is Klaus Kinski. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Do you know how she found her acting coach?
How's that?
Roman Polanski recommended an acting coach to her. I can't imagine how the conversation went before that.
Oh my God. Oh, you're probably wondering what we're talking about. Well, maybe not.
What is that even?
Perhaps not. In case you're wondering, by the way, this is Loathsome Things, a horror movie podcast. My name's John. With me, as always, my delightful co-host, Josh. Josh, how are you doing on this Thursday evening?
I'm doing so much worse than 2 minutes ago when I didn't know that was a 14-year-old little girl.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
God.
What's wrong with...
Damn it.
1976, you're drunk. Go home.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, I hope you're happy, Hammer Films, because this was the last horror movie you made until you came back into being-ish in, I think, 2008. And they've been back since, or something. Anyways, what are we talking about? What movie are we talking about, Josh?
That's right, we haven't even said yet. How weird! Well, this little filmaroo is a movie adaptation of a novel written by the sound of a wet turd slapping against the glass. It's called To the Devil a Daughter, and it's directed by possibly Peter Sykes, possibly Don Sharp, or possibly a combination of Peter Sykes and Don Sharp.
Who can say?
Who could say? It's 1976. And, John, you've already lied to the nice people because this was not, in fact, the final Hammer film before they went out of business. That was The Lady Vanishes from 1979. This film is the film that people like to refer to as the final Hammer film.
Well,
unless you know a cool fact that I don't.
Well, this was their final horror film. They did whatever the fuck The Lady Vanishes is. Vanishes.
Vanishes.
Twas.
Twain.
I don't know. Probably won't be watching it. So
no.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they watched this, and then they watched that, and then they went, perhaps it's time to hang it up, lads.
Should we do the 1980s? Nah. What about the 1990s? No. Let's not.
No, let's not. We'll come back in the 2008s, and when it's not okay to put naked children in our films.
Yes. Perhaps we'll come back around in the new millennium when we don't make movies where Christopher Lee offers the sex flesh of basically just infants to old men as a reward for Satan.
Yeah. Or one of his minions.
Yeah, or not? Because also, that'll get ahead of us.
We're going to get into it.
I mean, friend of Satan, enemy of Satan, who's even what? And wow, what a cross, though. Like, best crucifix in the world.
Kick-ass crucifix, faux show.
Yeah. What if we spray painted a dude gold and then he never came to life?
We never see him. We just see some weird rubber mutant baby that apparently was used in another film years later.
Nice! Weird rubber mutant baby, weird rubber mutant baby, weird rubber mutant baby.
Bouncy baby, weird mountain, you baby, baby. I can't even get through one.
It was good. So yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Peter Sykes also directed Demons of the Mind, The Legend of Spider Forest, a Jesus movie, and his final film was some Danish folk drama called Chaosmos.
Wow. What an illustrious career did have Mr. Sykes.
Mr. Sykes sure did. Don Sharp directed The Kiss of the Vampire, Witchcraft, Curse of the Fly, a sequel to The Fly that I did not know existed.
I didn't either. What the fuck?
The Face of Fu Manchu and The Brides of Fu Manchu, a couple of films starring Christopher Lee as a Chinaman. Woo!
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Wow.
With the mustache.
Oh, wow.
And you know what you do with the eyes if you're in the 1960s and it's Hollywood. What are you gonna do with Christopher Lee's eyes? He also directed a film called Dark Places and What Waits Below. I don't really know what the whole deal is about who directed this movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I get the impression that it's one of those Alan Smithy deals where after the movie was made, they were like, I think he really did most of the work. I was just kind of making sure that the genitals were well lit.
Yeah, I really wanted to make sure that we hovered sexually over a young girl's bare pubes.
Yeah, it was a tough... People need to remember, some of you are probably younger, the 1970s were a very lean era in which it was very difficult to convince actresses to remove their clothing on camera.
Yeah.
Very, very uncommon to see boobies or bush.
Yeah.
Labbity dabbies. You never saw any of that business. Not in the 70s. Oh.
Yeah.
They were chaste.
We are talking about, of course, none other than Natasha Kinski, the aforementioned daughter of Klaus Kinski. This was only her second credit, so they were like this might have been her first feature film, and they were like, we're gonna go ahead and make it so that the rest of your life, the expectation placed on you is to get total naked balls and be a sex symbol. How's that doing for you, little Miss 14?
Yeah, and we'll see you later in Cat People. Boy, wasn't that a movie.
Yeah, the Cat People remake, Paris, Texas, and Inland Empire.
Yeah, she has done some good work. She's managed to overcome God only knows what fucking horrors she had to endure.
Oh my God.
As a preteen, or, well, teen, but, pre-adult. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't even believe it.
Pre-adult.
I'm so sorry. Sorry I picked this. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. Yeah, how about that? Just listen to us talk about it.
Hey, what if you just cut the movie? You can watch the first, hour and a half of it and then just stop it right as it's getting good.
It is otherwise a peculiar film. It's got a definite 70s thing going on. I had mentioned previously that it kind of reminds me, kind of in tone, tonally, as reminds me of the Dead Zone a little bit. It has this, I'm a piece of shit, but I'm going to pretend like I'm not, and maybe somebody will fall for it feel.
Yeah.
It's an interesting tactic that probably has fooled no one, ever. But, hey, I mean, kudos for trying.
Yeah.
A for effort.
Yeah. And
A for effort, and P for pedophile.
Ooh.
So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, the AP is all over that one.
Oh, man. It's just, okay. Anyways, yeah, it's, I don't remember how I came across this. I just stumbled across, it was on Peacock, that's what it was.
Well,
and I was
there you go.
looking for something to watch, and I was trying to avoid all of the Kevin Bacon movies about wokeism and stuff that were trying to be prescient and ended up sucking balls.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's never good.
Yeah, then I saw this pop up, and I was like, well, if there's one thing I know, it's that they're not going to show underage naked children in it.
Oh, my God.
And I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was 100% incorrect.
Yeah, the naked, sexualized child body, why would that be in this movie? Surely it won't.
Jesus fuck. And then they go and add fucking the extended cut of Nosferatu on there. Could have picked that fucker. The extended cut that's 3 minutes longer than the original cut. I'm not really sure why that mattered, but there you go.
You gotta get it in there.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes where you hear him fart or something. I'm going to. I will eat you.
That would fit in that movie, honestly.
There's 10 seconds. What can we do next?
Yeah. You see his mustache just go in the breeze.
My God.
Sorry, I did a
his prosthetic
fart.
dong.
Yeah.
That what's his name has, Nicholas, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Nicholas Horrible.
Whatever the... Yeah. The co-star who has that prosthetic hanging in his living room now, apparently, which is amazing.
Like a stretched pelt.
It's so good.
What a disgusting thing. And it has sores. It has sores all over it. It's so gross.
It's amazing. But it still works, so you gotta give him credit for that.
It might take some blue pills, but it still works.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie stars Christopher Lee as Father Michael Rayner. Who's Christopher Lee? I don't know. It also stars Richard Widmark as John Varney. You might know Richard Widmark as Jim Bowie in the worst version of the Alamo.
Yeah.
There's also Honor Blackman, who is a white lady. She plays Anna Fountain. You would know her as Pussy Galore in Goldfinger.
Nice.
Why
Very
she's
nice.
not naked in this movie or painted gold is anybody's guess.
I mean, it's not like they didn't use gold paint or nakedness.
Yeah.
Would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Why not?
You got her right there. And then we've got someone named Denholm Elliott as Henry Beddoes.
Denholm Elliott.
Yeah, he played Brody in the Indiana Jones movies. A character I do not remember.
Nor do I, but he was a fine character actor.
Yeah, and he was great in this movie. I was not expecting him to rock out, but then there's that scene where he's in the chair and he's got the chalk shit going on. I'm like, wow, this dude kicks ass.
This guy is bringing it.
Yeah. Oh, and he shoots the fuck out of a dude earlier in the movie. Like, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, for a guy that seemed pretty out of control, he certainly got his shit together long enough to murder that goon.
Yeah, he's like,
pretty sweet.
He's around to survive. What a champion of selling your underage daughter to Satanists.
And then hoping some occult writer will set it straight for you.
Oh, man. What's this guy's name? Dennis Wheatley? Dennis Wheatley can go fuck himself right in the dead ass.
Yes, he is notorious for being a fairly terrible writer who had some relatively interesting ideas that were easily adapted to film.
Yeah.
That was kind of like his calling card. How? Oh, did you need a shitty book about the occult? I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, and I think part of why this is reminding you of The Dead Zone is this is an adaptation of a book written by an author that likes to write main characters who are authors that are very similar to him. Our main character in this movie, John Varney, is an occult writer who is considered a expert in Satanism and shit, much like how eat his own dead ass fucking Dennis Wheatley was a self-described Satanism expert. He's also the kind of guy who likes to write about the occult from the angle of it's evil, and we need to really take a more conservative approach to these matters.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, D. Wheat, you tool.
Oh, fuck. But he did write the much, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, better Hammer film that I don't remember the name of, and I can't find it on my screen immediately.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was a good one.
The Devil Rides Out.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's cool. It's the one where they got the big old goat head mask, and I think also someone is painted gold?
You know, what are you going to do? Gilding is a big part of Dennis Wheatley's oeuvre.
Oh, yeah, and this one features a lily, so what are you going to do?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I could say, what are you going to do some more, and that would really win over the listeners.
Oh, man. There we just doubled our listeners from 1 to 2.
Oh, man. They're like, you know what I really want in a podcast? A constant refrain.
It really ties the room together.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just ran out of energy. How are you doing, John?
Yeah.
I never asked.
Oh, I'm doing all right. You know, it's Thursday. That means that the work week is almost over. You know, and then it gives me like a day or two to get ready for the next one. So
yeah.
I don't know why that's exciting, but it kind of is.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got going on. I'm doing all right. Yeah. Well,
nice.
Great.
Nice. Thank you for being adaptable with our recording schedule. It was like 11:30 on Sunday, and I was so depressed that I could not countenance the idea of pretending to be chipper and record for an hour. And eventually I just got to the point where I was like, what if John would let me not do that today? And then we did, and it was better.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Perfectly okay.
Nice.
Yeah, everything's great now. Yeah, everything's been worked out in the world.
Yeah, things are really looking up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we've turned a corner. It seems like all the problems have been lifted, and the skies are clearing now. It would appear.
Oh yeah. Both of our internet connections are working at cooperative speeds.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, that's the best.
Whee!
Oh, fucking hell. God damn it.
Any other pre-movie things we need to talk about before you describe the movie to the nice people, John?
No, I don't think so. I don't have anything unless you do.
I don't. Let's do it and get to it.
All right. Well, as you had mentioned, we meet a Catholic priest by the name of Father Michael Rayner, who is being excommunicated for heresy because he refuses to suck up to the teat of the church or something. He's got some crazy ideas, and he's going to see him through.
Nice.
Jump ahead 20 years, and Rayner is now the head of a group, a sect, if you like, called the Children of the Lord. They're a religious order that exists on a island somewhere in fucking Germany. We meet, there's a teenage girl named Catherine Beddoes who has been raised in this order at the request the request of her mother, who was a member of this fine organization. She is released from the island convent by Rayner days before her 18th birthday, which, by the way, coincides with Halloween. Okay, great. Meanwhile, John Verney, a famous American occult writer, an expert, played by a very bored Richard Widmark.
Really bored. He was not into it.
No. He lives in London, and he is at a book release party and art show. And by the way, the art at the show is fucking awesome. It's the coolest part of the movie, probably. He's approached by Henry, Denholm Elliott's character, Henry, who is Catherine's father. He asks Verney if Verney would be kind enough to pick Catherine up from the airport and take her into his care, because apparently the Children of the Lord is a satanic cult, and he's trying to save his daughter, which, as we'll find out later, doesn't make any fucking sense since he's already basically sold her out. In the meantime, Verney's peeps at the event find this man very strange, and they're just kind of like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And then he's like, shut the fuck up, you whore. And then they move on to the airport, where Verney finds Catherine with a minder, and the guy goes off to make a phone call, and while he's gone, Verney swoops in and puts her in his tiny little sports car convertible, and off they go to his house apartment.
Yeah.
And she tells him a little bit about her, stuff. Great. Henry calls Verney in what Roger Ebert refers to as one of the million fucking phone calls that take place in this film. That's one of his complaints, was that the entire film is plagued with phone calls, which I thought was kind of hilarious, because he's totally right.
Yeah.
Anyways, her father Henry calls Verney's place and tells Catherine that he's going to come get her, but then suddenly he's interrupted by the goon who had escorted her through the airport, and the goon has a gun, and Henry, who's extremely nervous and can barely function, magically becomes a marksman and shoots the living fuck out of that guy. And kills him. That's great. Meanwhile, back at a private residence, Father Rayner, along with a nurse and some other peeps, is overseeing a woman named Margaret, who happens to be preg balls.
Totes.
She's a member of the order, and she's going into labor. And then we see that she's basically sacrificing her baby to this weird cause, and that when the baby is born, everybody looks at it as if it may be covered in shit or something. Mm-hmm. Except for, of course, the Rayner, who makes an epic fucking Christopher Lee creep face that they zoom in on for about 30 seconds. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, they end up killing her. There's a great scene where he's comforting her after Rayner is comforting the mother after the birth, and then says something like, "Now you will die," or something like that, and then they give her an injection and kill her. It's amazing. The next morning, Verney is visited by his friends Anna and David, and he tells them that he suspects that this cult wants to use Catherine in some sort of weird ritual on her birthday, the next day, Halloween. And he has to, which I thought was great, he has to explain to the lady that what All Hallows Eve is, or whatever the fuck, or what. It's like, come on, everybody knows what fucking Halloween is.
She's like, what's that? He's like, it's basically Christian for Satanists, or Christmas for God. Satanists. Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. He has to, like, fuck off and do some shit, and he leaves her in Anna and David's care. Please don't let her out of your sight. He's going to go find the headquarters to the Children of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Instead, he finds some sort of weird Christian choir organization that feels the need to sing the song or hymn or whatever the fuck, Children of the Lord, to him and try to implore him to stay, even though he's not staying, and they sing it anyway. Great.
Yeah.
Catherine escapes. Great.
Weird.
Just hops off the balcony or whatever the fuck, and she finds her way down to the docks, where, oh, lo and behold, in a city as tiny as London, it would only make sense that Verney would just happen to come across her, whereupon he sabotages the cult's attempts to lure her to their lair, or whatever.
Yeah.
By tearing the upside-down cross up the crotch Astaroth pendant that's now hanging from her neck.
What an amazing pendant. I gotta get me one of those.
That thing was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need one.
Yeah. It's fucking the best, well, the second best prop in this movie.
Yeah. He tries to convince her that Astaroth is not a fine dude. He's kind of evil, perhaps even a demon, a demon. This somehow triggers these memories of the weird sex magic rituals that she was subjected to, during which Raynor, through some sort of weird astral projection thing, she's somehow a part. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, Raynor bangs her mother, I believe is who it was. Is it her mother, Margaret? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was. I kind of wasn't sure, and then I mostly didn't care.
I think that means that he's her... No, he's not her dad? I don't know.
Sperm donor, which magically unlocks demon seed? I don't really know what's going on. But
the plates are all upside down, so what are you going to do?
Yeah. So Verney discovers, after a chitty chat with the bishop who was responsible for excommunicating Raynor, that these fucking clowns are using Catherine to become an avatar of the demon Astaroth.
That's pretty good.
And that Raynor believes that this is going to be his way of perfecting human power, and that Astaroth is therefore the true god. Again, it doesn't make any sense, but that's fine.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Catherine, who is now fully under the sway of Raynor, she fucking murders Anna back at Chez Verney, and is off into the streets once again, and finds her way to the cult headquarters, where they have welcomed the birth of Margaret's demon spawn.
Yeah. Ooh, great. Spoiler.
Oh, shit. Verney and David, a grieving David, let's be fair, visit Henry,
D.
who Grievy D, who happens to be Henry, who happens to be sitting in a chair, very disheveled, with like a pentagram drawn around it and like a salt circle and
Candles?
all the accoutrement, the candles.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
He's gonna have a really romantic night in for himself.
Oh, man. He is definitely going to avoid getting killed by this cult.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. He directs them, tells them where to go to find these crazy lords of Satan's penis, or whatever they're called.
There's an important necklace, we find out.
Ah, yes, the undermoon, or whatever, the smiley face mooncless.
Yeah, it's like the bling of fire.
That is handed to him by a ghostly visage of his dead wife.
Yeah.
And we find out that he basically got conned into this stupid fucking thing because he didn't really have a choice. Well, he wasn't even conned. He just basically was forced into it.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole thing is predicated on, oh, well, he was involved. He was a member of this. And it's like, yeah, not really. I mean, you didn't really give the guy any options, you dick. Fucking demon worshippers, man.
Oh, man.
So,
Astarothi are the worst.
Oh, shit. But it's okay because David grabs the pendant because he's going to save the day, but instead is torched completely.
Very quickly, too.
Just fucking bursts into flames. It's amazing. Henry makes it, though, which is fine.
He can carry the fire pendant, but not Greavy D.
Yeah, fuck those two clowns. Anna and Greavy D can go pound rocks. Verney hunts down Raynor, thanks to the wonderful directions of Henry, who makes a great navigator and a terrible father. He finds his way to a churchyard where Raynor has Catherine laid out on this ridiculous fucking altar.
Oh, man.
Which is encircled in a giant ring of human blood. One of the church folk, or whatever, cultists, who apparently gave her blood to the cause. That's whatever. Okay, so...
Sorry, that's
terrible.
right. I
Verney...
forgot. Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks.
she squeezed all of her blood into blood donation bags. I never put together that was where this circle blood came from.
Yeah, this woman had a lot of blood in her.
Oh, man.
They picked the right one, I have to say. Verney watches as Raynor sacrifices the rubber demon rubber baby demon in his preparation for baptizing Catherine to become the demon avatar. In the meantime, Verney's not going to stand for this because this guy's got game. And so he starts laying it on thick with Raynor. He's like criticizing his beliefs. Oh, man, he's probably hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Rude.
And that he's an idiot, that he's read this wrong, that, the demon's never going to let him get away with this. You think some fucking pathetic blood circle is going to protect you dick. And then, just trying to scare him, But Raynor's not having it because, he's come this far. There's no reason to stop now. He tries to get Catherine to bone Verney, who appears to him in a naked spirit form, which still, by the way, still completely illegal. But Verney, Verney's a veteran of the world of demonic stuff, and he's able to resist her wiles. In the meantime, Verney picks up a gigantic fucking rock covered with the blood of the security guard that Verney fucked up earlier, and uses it as a weapon to defeat the blood ring power, and then fucking brains Rainer with the rock. Yes. It just annihilates the guy.
Yes.
He just super kills him. It's like what is happening right now? But Rainer vanishes into the ether in some sort of weird psychedelic, I don't know what the fuck's going, some fucking psychedelic burnout hangover from the mid-60s. And then Verney somehow manages to save Catherine, carrying her away because he's a fucking hero, and they take off. Oh, and movie over. No, wait.
Oh!
As it turns out, Catherine has been besplattered with some drops of the demon cult blood, and hey, we don't know what's going to happen. That all those efforts might have been in vain, Mr. Verney.
Yeah.
And movie over, hammer over, synopsis over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you, dicks.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Man, I was really left on edge there at the end, because, it could go either way, you know. And so, yeah, that's a real cliffhanger, you know. It's a shame. It's a shame they weren't able to make part 2, because I'm pretty sure that nobody would watch it. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I hate the ending so much because they're like, oh yeah, all this stuff. Oh yeah? Well, I have a rock.
I know, it's this guy's got this amazing plan to summon he's going to put a demon into a 14-year-old girl through some sort of weird multifaceted impregnation pyramid scheme, and he's got all the magic herbs and the Satan plates and all the fucking the half moon smiley thing and murder and morphine and sycophants and all that good stuff, and then this fucking guy shows up and just clocks him with a rock, and it's over.
Yeah.
That's it. All you need is a rock.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
You're good to go. And it's because he went to the Catholic library where they have exactly one shelf of Game of Thrones library books. And he was like, yes, well, I just need to dip a piece of flint in some catsup, and then I shall foil the plan decades in the making.
Jesus Christ.
And the reason...
Oh my God.
The reason that it works is because okay, so the sacred circle was on top of a layer of flint, and so all of that protected the priest from the demons, who were like, no dude, don't slaughter the demon baby Astaroth. That would be weird. And so he had to protect himself from the demons who didn't want him to do the thing. Also, didn't the baby demon Astaroth crawl up inside of her?
Yes. But what the fuck? That didn't even matter?
It didn't matter?
A giant rubber blood baby crawled up her vagina and into her womb, which makes no sense at all, since she's supposed to be the demon or whatever. Why do you even need a baby? What does the baby even have to do with anything? It doesn't even make any sense. It's so stupid.
Yeah. But
But
I will say, that fucking baby, the first time we see that baby, okay, let's get into some good things now. Because the first time we see that baby, it appears to her hovering in a mirror, and it is fucking amazing.
Yes, it is. It is fantastic. It's like, oh, okay, that's where we're going.
Yeah, I got so excited that I was just so on board from that moment until the end. But then the scene where that same demon baby is crawling up into her underaged Vacucci, it sucks because they show you the back and top of and it just looks like a sad rubber bag doll. It's like, no, dude, don't show us that angle.
A Hammer film that for some reason thought it would be a good idea to never show you the fucking demon that's at the heart of the story. Just some rubber baby. That was pretty much the extent of the effects. And some smoke, I guess, and like bad fucking psychedelic color stuff.
And one badass squib.
Yeah, a pretty kick-ass squib.
Yeah.
But no demons. And especially no fucking devil. Who knows where Lucifer Morningstar was fucked off doing?
Oh, man.
Where he was out, like, reading the paper in some cafe somewhere, having a fucking Satachino.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There it is.
Looking absolutely beautiful and flawless.
Oh, man.
Lucifer was supposed to just be just an impeccable angel who never lost his beauty. As I was listening to this book today, and they talked about how Lucifer, the guy was baffled because I'm listening to Legion, the William Peter Blatty book that was developed into Part 3, Exorcist Part 3.
Nice.
Which, by the way, we need to do that movie because it's amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's like, the cop that's the investigator is Jewish, but he's kind of like, kind of fascinated with the ridiculousness of the Trinity and all this stuff. And so there's like this whole section where he's talking about, he's talking to a priest about Lucifer, and they're saying how, Lucifer was just like the most beautiful angel.
Yeah.
Who just gave off this blinding light. He just had this, he was perfection in the form of an angel or whatever. He was, God's favorite. And even after he fell and started fucking shit up on Earth for everybody, he was still, perfect in every way, except for the Lucifer stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, but otherwise, it's just, Christianity's so fucking dumb. Like, it's just, so it's like, oh, okay, God is three things that are one thing.
Yeah.
But all three things are separate, but also the same thing. And ultimately, it's all just one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. White guy.
White guy. It's one white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One white guy who was a carpenter.
Yeah. Invented the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The OZ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Original Zionist? What is that?
Original zombie.
Oh, fuck yes! Yeah. Nice.
Why no? I never understood why somebody needs to make a Jesus Comes Back from the Dead as a fucking zombie movie. That would be so cool.
He is risen and we are all doomed.
OZ. Just call it OZ. Oh my God.
Jesus
be like,
unlives.
oh my God. Yes? It's going to be so good.
Oh, yeah. And Satan's in there, and let me tell you, Satan's dick glistens even when it's dry.
Oh, man. That thing is impeccable.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Satan's dick. That's the name of my solo album, by the way. Satan's Dick.
Yes. Is that the album name, or is that your solo project?
Both.
Nice. Self-titled. I love it.
Satan's Dick by Satan's Dick.
Yeah, the horrible little plastic top of the CD just says the same thing twice.
The name's so nice, he used it twice.
Lucifer, Couscous Morningstar.
What the fuck?
That's good.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so this movie. So, yeah, we never get a really good demon other than the horrible little demon baby, which is fucking awesome. We also...
It is.
There's the guy, the Astaroth, who is actually a guy painted gold on a cross, hover fucking a 14-year-old girl who we never see come to life. It's just a guy on a cross that some other dudes then hold up and sway back and forth to do the motion of fucking. So another disappointment.
Right. While Christopher Lee, be masked, is fucking Margaret.
Yes.
The mother of her. So she's being fucked by him in the past, right? But then it's being projected into the future it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Or wait, is that even Margaret? I think in that one he's fucking this lady that has the demon baby.
Oh my God.
It's all very convolutions.
Yeah, it's very John Belushi's.
Please, it's Jim Belushi.
Come on.
Yeah, you know.
Let's get real.
Let's not give this more credit than is due.
Oh my God.
And then the third big disappointment for me is there's a scene. All right, so for some reason, this movie makes a big deal out of the existence of these awesome retracting bridges that you can use that span and then retract back over the canal. Great, love it. Great design.
Yeah.
And there's this scene where as the bridge is pulling apart and the ends of it are getting farther from each other, she is traversing the bridge and she gets right up to the edge of the bridge and then the camera goes away. And when the camera comes back, now she's on the other side of the bridge, and this movie can go fuck itself for that right now. I want to see her mind that gap. You piece of bullshit. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Yeah, that bridge is fucking amazing. Like, as he's cranking that handle, the rails come up and everything.
They pop up out of nowhere! Where were they hiding?
And I love it. She's just walking off into the horizon, and he's so, like, he must be Canadian because he's so polite that he won't stop cranking the thing until the bridge is fully assembled. Like, he could have stopped at any point and just jumped the fucking gap and walked right over the rail system. But no. That's not how that bridge was designed.
No.
You know, you may be in a race against Astaroth to save humanity, but, you know, have some fucking manners.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But before he was a writer, he worked on the back of an old school fire engine. So, like, he really knows how to crank that thing.
He knows how to crank that thing, and he's a stickler for protocol.
Yeah, you don't leave a gap, you know?
Jesus, I mean, what if you crank the bridge like 3/4 of the way, and then somebody goes to walk the bridge, and they fall in the tens?
Astaroth be damned, not completing the bridge maneuver, that's how people get hurt.
That's a one-way ticket straight to hell.
Oh, man, whichever hell, I suppose there's got to be many, if we're dealing with Astaroths.
Astaroth, the magical, invisible demon that no one has ever seen.
Yeah. So, this convent is in fucking Germany, right? But then the fucking Flint is in England. So was it their plan all along to get her to England, and that it was just the dad was just accidentally playing into their hands the whole time?
Yeah, Germany had nothing to do with anything in this movie. There was no reason for it. That whole airport thing, all that was useless. It had no relevance. But it was so important to this movie that they actually searched for a German actress because they authentically wanted somebody who had been raised in Germany.
Yeah.
And then she speaks English in the entire movie.
The whole movie.
Like, she never even says anything in German. Not one fucking time.
Yeah.
Why does it matter that she's German?
Well...
And, not only that, her dad's Polish, so fuck that.
Yeah. Well, how about this? They should have been looking for an actress to have her 18th birthday in at least the near future, but no!
Jesus Christ, no. No, she had years to go before she turned 18.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
The
Christ,
director was like, I looked at a lot of naked 18-year-olds and none of them were hot enough for me.
Many of them spoke German, but they just weren't hot enough.
They just didn't know how to fill out a nun frock.
Why do nuns in all movies always look like supremely hot? Why is it?
Well, I think you might.
I know the answer. I know the answer to that.
Oh man! I mean, Whoopi Goldberg never looked better than in Sister Act.
You show me a nun with no eyebrows, and I am at full mast.
Oh man! Single white male looking for Bride of Christ.
I mean, it kind of carries through to today, where they had that movie on whatever the fuck that movie was called with Sydney Sweeney, who's like, like Sydney Sweeney, who talks like Sydney Sweeney in everything she does. Yeah. Where she's like, wow, it's like so cool that you guys would have me here as a nun to be like at your convent and stuff. It's like, Jesus Christ, this girl. Yes? She's the best. I love her.
She's like an influencer nun.
Oh, shit. That girl is up for anything. She's amazing. She's kind of like the Walmart version of Isabella Johnny or something.
Oh man, what a sad thing to call someone. I was like,
we couldn't convince Isabella Johnny to be in our movie, but it's okay. I think Sydney Sweeney is available.
Nice. Maybe she'll be in the new Possession. Possession.
Oh my god. Is that like blood and milk? Oh my god.
I love tentacles.
Oh god. I love her. She's awesome. Yeah. She'll do anything. She's great.
Yeah, much like Natasha Kinski.
yeah, sure. Natasha Kinski will literally do anything, and that's not okay.
No, it's not super great. Okay.
Horrible.
So this movie also features some occasionally very cool camera work. Like, most of the time it's just straightforward and dull as shit, but every once in a while they're like, hey, what if we panned around a little bit or put a weird lens on this motherfucker?
This movie has potential, but it's definitely not reaching its potential.
No.
It was fun to talk about, but it's a piece of shit.
It's pretty much a piece of shit. It has redeeming qualities. Is something I would have said before we started talking, and I found out about Natasha Kinski being a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I would have nixed it for sure had I known that ahead of time. I just don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that sucks. And I'd like to apologize for that.
I'm sorry.
And if you've seen it already, I'm sorry to do that to you. And if you haven't, you don't need to watch it.
Yeah, maybe you just learned something really creepy about yourself.
I mean, unless you're Andrew Tate, in which case you'll probably love this movie.
Oh man, all the Tate boys be Sigma about this movie.
Oh man, they be holding up in some Florida hotel, cranking out the devil doth daughtering the devil.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Dothing that Devil Daughter.
Oh, doth.
Oh, a righteous dothing.
God damn it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I was going to give this a 6-6.
Yeah.
But in light of revelations from about 50 minutes ago, I'm dropping this bad boy down to a 6.
Yeah, same. I would have given it a 6-6 otherwise. Just because despite that, it's really fun to watch because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and Christopher Lee kicks ass in this movie.
He's great. He's great in it, for sure. It's probably the only good performance. I mean, Kinski's fine. She doesn't really do anything. You know, she doesn't. I mean, she's a pretty girl, whatever. But that's important. But it shouldn't be. But it is. But yeah, whatever.
Banging hot bod.
Oh man. I mean, Richard Widmark is a fine actor, but he's completely wasted in this film, and apparently he wasn't enjoying it. He didn't like it, and he was apparently a total pain in the ass while they were making it because he hated it. And
wow,
like,
that does come through.
Yeah, like that's kind of shitty, dude. It's not the other actor's fault that this sucks. I mean, they're just doing a job like you are. So whatever. But he is a talented actor, but he doesn't. He adds a certain presence just because he's a veteran, but it could have been anybody.
Yeah. And Honor Blackman was great in this. She plays like the friend lady, and she's charismatic and charming and completely believable as like a wealthy Euro ditz from the 70s.
Yeah.
Along with her husband actor, who I didn't even write down because I don't think he was ever in anything of note ever again.
Greavy D.
They were great in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greavy D.
And Denholm Elliott did a great job. He always does a good job. I mean, he as playing the belabored, sweaty father, he does a fine job.
So sweaty. He's got hypertension just all the time.
I just wanted to offer him a job on the podcast.
He's got hemorrhoids popping out of his forehead.
My God. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
What's my refrain? Well, what are you gonna do?
Correct.
Say it again. Well, John, this time around we were supposed to revisit the movie Basket Case, but I feel like we've revisited Basket Case an awful lot of times.
Yes, that's true. I think I certainly would give it a 6.66 and always will. Oh. It's a fine film. It's ridiculous, and I love it. That's pretty much all I need to say about that.
There it is. So, in what other things have John Bidu?
Well, I hadn't really watched any horror movies for a while, and so I kind of thought, well, I need to fix that. So I did, and I watched a 2019 movie with it wasn't really a horror; it was more of a thriller, but they billed it as a horror. A movie called Villains with Micah Monroe and Bill Skarsgård. Which was pretty cool. I think it was on Tubi, but they are like a couple that they're basically driving around the country doing criminal shit, and they come across this house like out in the middle of nowhere, and they think they're gonna break into the house and see what they can steal, but then they discover that a young girl is chained up at in the basement, and the couple that lives there are like these fucking weirdos that like wear like it's like Kira Sedgwick, and I forget the guy who plays her husband, but he's fucking great. She is too in this.
Nice.
And he's like one of those guys that wears like an ascot and like a smoking jacket, but he isn't that kind of guy. Like they just look like suburban. And she's got this weird like 40s or 50s like the hair and the house dress, and and they're just like, oh, you should stay for dinner, and they're of course turns out that suddenly Micah Monroe and Bill Skarsgård are in really deep shit.
Nice.
It's pretty good. It's a very dark comedy, and it's gruesome at times. It's great. I watched The Gorge,
Oh God.
made by Scott Derrickson, who is continuing his string of some movies he makes are great, some are shit, and some are this. It was entertaining. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. Miles Teller was whatever, but the premise was kind of cool, and it was kind of cool that they went ahead and just went balls deep into the let's make part of it be a romance, which was ridiculous, but kind of fun in a way, because I could just imagine horror dudes, like the alpha douches, watching this movie and losing their fucking mind. Like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, like, just...
Yeah.
And so for that, I give it a thumbs up. It's okay. It's whatever. I watched The Sound of Violence, which was... that you and I talked about that a little bit. It's starring Jasmine Savoy Brown, who is, I forget the character's name, but she plays one of the characters on Yellow Jackets. She's really good.
Nice.
And one of the co-stars in the film is Mick Jagger's son.
Dick Jagger?
Yeah, Jickety Jick Jagger. Which was kind of cool. That movie was surprisingly good. Really violent, which was great. I watched a ridiculous revenge gore film, kind of shot as a comic book, sort of, called Bitch Ass, about a black serial killer. That was pretty good. And then I watched Cellar Door, which was really kind of boring, but I liked it anyway. It had what is her fucking name? I can't remember her name. One of those 90s actresses who I'd never really cared for anyway. But it was pretty good. It was, Lawrence Fishburne was in it. He kicked ass. And that was it as far as horror movies. A couple good ones, a couple shit ones.
Nice.
How about yourself?
Well, Shudder's been doing, because it was all totes feb balls, so they were pulling out all of the horror romances. So I watched some of those. I watched The Dead Thing, which was it was like a gothic horror, but if it was about online dating, it was pretty badass. Not the most badass, but I liked it. Then I also watched Do Not Disturb, which kicks ass.
Really? I don't even know what that is.
It is, let me see, I can pull it up, or it will just ruin my internet connection. It is a 2023 film directed by John Ainsley. It's in English. I know that's important to hear me, Bill. And it markets itself as a psychedelic exploration of love, lust, and the carnal desire... ... for human flesh.
Nice.
And it totally smokes.
Wow, cool. Do Not Disturb, it's called?
Do Not Disturb. It's on Shudder. I also watched a Jeff Whitney film. You remember Jeff Whitney?
Oh, trouble brewing.
Called Iced. It is a revenge horror set at a ski resort, and it is garbage. It is hot, slimy garbage.
He's really into the high concept horror. Jesus Christ.
Oh man. All right. Now I want to put an asterisk there. I want to keep it in your memory. I just said hot, slimy garbage. So remember that for later, okay?
Okay.
But first, I also watched the new Nosferatu.
Ah.
And I've got to say, I was not impressed.
Didn't like it?
I liked parts of it. There were things about it that I liked, but First of all, it was kind of a relief that I hear from you that the extended edition was not that much longer, because about halfway through the movie, I realized that it was the extended edition, and I thought about switching, because I was like, dear God, how much longer can this last?
Apparently it was like 4 or 5 minutes, literally.
Yeah, so it's good that I didn't, like, switch and, like, start over or anything, but, like, there were really cool things in it. There are things that I like. I really liked the fact that the director was playing with the history of the film and, like, adding things to the lore, so there's a lot of good things about it. There's a lot of great reasons to watch, but I just absolutely do not give a shit about Dracula movies or vampires in general. I'm just so bored. I'm so bored. And also, that fucking daughter girl, like, is only an actress whenever she's acting like she's possessed, because the rest of the time
The two children? The two daughters?
No. The Depp. Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, her. Oh, that daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, where, like, whenever she's being her actual character, she's just, like, Humpty Dumpty, didn't have a thought, and then, you know, you can see whenever she's, like, possessed or whatever, like, oh, okay, that's why they chose her for this role, I guess, or something. But, because
she's
overall, game. Yeah, she's game to do the thing. She might be a great choice for a really mediocre version of Possession.
Isn't she in it? Is she the one that they're putting in it? I forget.
God damn,
I know it's Pattinson. Rob Pattinson, right?
Rob Pattinson.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Lily Rose Depp. Okay, well.
It might be her, but I don't know if that's correct. I don't know. It could be. I wouldn't be surprised, though.
I'm cranky. But that was an epic mustache. I'll give it that.
It was that, yeah. Yeah, no, I know that there's been some mixed reactions to it. I loved it, as you know, but
yes.
But yeah, I think some people found it boring and too long, which it is. It's too long.
It's too long.
I don't understand this whole thing. It's got to stop. It's just these movies are too damn long. It could have easily told the exact same story without it being over 2 hours. There's no reason. If it was 90 minutes long and was like kind of tight, you know, it probably would have been way better, actually.
Yeah, if it had been like 90 minutes long and 14 years old and kind of tight, it would have been a great movie.
Jesus Christ. Yes.
What if it was a nun?
Now you're talking.
Oh, man. All right. So I'm pulling it back. Oh, anything else we need to cover before we move on to what we're going to watch next week, John?
Rest in peace to Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh, man. I'm so bummed about that.
That was very sad. She was only 39, for fuck's sake. That's horrible. Yeah.
She had a liver transplant.
Is that what it was? And she just never quite got over it. Yeah, and rest in peace to Gene Hackman also.
And wife and dog.
And wife and dog, yeah. But apparently 3 dogs made it. It's a weird situation. I mean, he was 94, and I read today that from the scene, he had collapsed by the front door. He had a cane in his hand and his sunglasses on. So it sounds like he may have just dropped dead.
Fuck yeah.
But she was found in the bathroom with pills scattered all over the counter. And so it sounds like she may have killed herself, but why did the fucking dog die?
Maybe some of the pills went out under the floor? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's possible. But then I guess they had a doggy... I know, they had a doggy door, and I guess 2 of the dogs were in the yard, and another dog was locked in a closet or something, which is weird because they've been dead for days, apparently. So Jesus. I don't know. Something weird going on there. So. Yeah. But that's a shame. I mean, he was a great actor. He did... Man, like, his performance in The Conversation is one of my favorite movie. I wish it was a horror film because we'd be covering that one, but it's not. So
yeah. Well, I'm glad that he died like he lived with a badass pair of sunglasses on.
yeah, no kidding. I mean, that 94. I mean, it's not like the guy didn't have a full life. So yeah.
Yeah. And he'd been retired for like 20 years, and like the last movie that he was in was real bad. So, you know.
Oh, was it?
I think it was Welcome to Mooseport was his last film.
Oh, Lord. Oh. Wow.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading about it today, and not Welcome to Mooseport, but
yeah,
to the news, and I saw some pictures of him and her taken from like last year when they were they went to eat at Papados, which apparently they have Papados in New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, they were eating at Papados in Santa Fe. Okay.
Wow.
And there's a picture of him. He's got his hand on her arm and his cane in his hand, and I would say he's half the size that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I looked at that picture for quite a while and just was not getting any Gene Hackman out of that picture. I mean, that dude looked like a corpse a year ago.
Yeah.
So kudos to Gene Hackman for being dead and still living for at least a year.
Damn. And eating overpriced and inauthentic Cajun food.
Correct.
Yeah.
I would like to think he had a bowl of gumbo and probably, I don't know, like some... What else would he have? Like some oysters on the half shell?
Oysters on the half shell.
Yeah.
Dirty rice made the wrong way.
Oh, man. Some improperly made dirty rice.
Yeah.
And then some...
fried crawfish
jambalaya.
tails. You know, Cajun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's good to be king.
Yeah. Good to be hacking. Oh, man.
That's it, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Michelle Trachtenberg. Like, the last splash that she made on social media was a bunch of people accusing her of having, fucking plastic surgery, and she was like, I didn't. And you look at the picture and you're like, oh yeah, she looks sick. She
was gaunt. Yeah, she looked bad. Her hair looked like steel wool. Like, she just looked very unhealthy. It was sad.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
I love Michelle Trachtenberg. That is just terrifying. Yeah.
I knew you did. I was gonna say, like, send you a message, and then I thought, he doesn't need to hear it from me. I'll let him find out for himself, because that's gonna be a fucking bummer, and I don't need to be the bearer of that news. Because I was bummed, and I'm not like a huge fan of hers. I like her just fine. But I knew you were gonna be bummed.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
And that's right on the tail of news that they're working on a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer deal, and I was like, oh, maybe Michelle Trachtenberg will be in it, and that'd be so cool. But no, totes
that would have been
dead balls.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
So, anyways, rest in peace to those guys.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Oh my God. Yes.
Oh! The episode where John and Josh just say the same things over and over again. But this time on purpose.
We suck at this.
Oh, man.
We're so bad at this.
Why are we so famous?
Oh, okay.
All right, so I put a pin in hot slimy garbage, and we're bringing it back around now because I was thinking about Basket Case, and like that was the second episode we ever recorded, and I think in the episode I didn't go back and listen to it because I just can't do that. But I feel like I remember mentioning this movie in that episode, and so I figured it's time to come around on it. So Hot Slimy Garbage, we're going to be watching J. Michael Monroe's 1987 Splatterfest Street Trash.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. I have refrained from watching that since we started, because I haven't seen it, since we started the show, because I knew that we would do it eventually, and I wanted to save it for the show.
It is. It is something special. I don't know how I'm going to summarize it, because there's not really a story, but man, is it good.
Oh, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So tune in 2 weeks from now when two sweaty, mildly depressed dudes talk about a movie from the year that a dead actress was born.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah.
That's uplifting.
Woohoo! We're all doing better than we were before.
Jesus Christ. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, we're sorry that Michelle Trachtenberg and Gene Hackman had to die.
Sad. Well,
Yeah.
what are you gonna